Good day and welcome to this edition of Healthier, Older and Happier. I'd like to ask, what do you think is the most essential nutrient for life? And what do you think is the most neglected nutrient in our diets? It may surprise you to learn that the answer is water. Water. It's curious how much we ignore water in our diets. The human body is very complex. An average adult has about 30 trillion cells, and each of the cells absolutely requires water to function well. Indeed, 2/3 of your body, 2/3 of my body is made up of water. Do you know that there's a relationship between how much water you drink and how long you live, as well as how well you live? Some researchers followed up over 15,000 people for a period of 25 years to analyze the relationship between how much water they drank and how long they lived. Their findings were published in one of the prestigious Lancet journals in January 2023. And what did they find? That people who did not drink enough water aged faster, developed chronic diseases, and died younger than those who drank enough water. What does water do in our bodies, in your body and mine? We need water to carry nutrients and oxygen to every single cell in the body. Water enables us to keep our body temperature normal. When we sweat and sweat evaporates, we lose heat, and that helps us to regulate our body temperature. Our eyes, mouth, and nose stay lubricated because of water. We need water to aid digestion, to protect some vital organs, for example, the spinal cord. Without water, we won't be able to get rid of the waste that we generate in our bodies. Water enables us to excrete waste through urine, sweat, and feces. We get water by drinking water, 100% water. We also get water in the fruits and vegetables that we eat. There are some that contain up to 90% water, some 80%, and in various degrees. So for example, you could get enough water, plenty of water, by taking watermelon, bananas, carrots, pineapples, avocados, boiled corn, shrimps, etc. We also get water from the beverages that we drink. You know, you feel the urge to drink water when your brain stimulates the thirst center, and then you reach out for water, hopefully. We also drink water because of the pleasure that we get from drinking water. Question is, do you drink enough water? Do I drink enough water? The National Academies of Sciences, Engineering and Medicine recommends that the average adult man should drink 3.7 liters of water every day. So, rather than say drink, let me say get, because this comprises water from all sources, both the water you drink and that you get from your food. The average adult woman should drink 2.7 liters of water a day. I'm sure you've heard that everybody should attempt or strive to drink 8 glasses of water every day. So I wouldn't say glasses because I don't know what size your glass is, but it's easy, I believe, for every one of us to relate to 1 liter, 2 liters, and so on. Now, this recommendation for 3.7 liters of water for men and 2.7 liters for women is not cast in stone. For example, if you're a breastfeeding woman, you certainly would need to drink more water. If you are vomiting or you have diarrhea, you would need to replace the fluid you're losing and, of course, have electrolytes added, because then you will be losing more than water. If you have skin lesions that are weepy, or someone has suffered from burns and has lost a substantial amount of skin, they'll be losing a lot of water and they would need to have that water replaced. People who have fevers would need more water because of the amount of water they will be losing as a result of the fever. There are also some disease states in which you may be advised, or people may be advised, to take less water. For example, people with congestive cardiac failure, congestive heart failure, and those with advanced kidney disease. We want to talk a bit about dehydration. Dehydration is a situation where the body does not have enough water to carry out its normal functions, and it may manifest in various ways. The lips and the mouth feel dry, there's difficulty in concentrating, alertness is reduced, even simple arithmetic becomes difficult. Headaches are very closely associated with dehydration, and it has been shown that in people who have migraines, attacks of migraine can be precipitated by dehydration, and recovery from migraine is slower in people who are dehydrated. We need adequate amounts of water to maintain normal blood pressure, and in severe cases of dehydration, people may go into shock and even die. In the last episode, we talked about blood pressure. Blood pressure, blood volume are closely related to how much water we drink and how much we pass out. The brain, the heart, and especially the kidneys work closely to see that blood volume and blood pressure are tightly regulated, irrespective of how much water we take or pass out. However, there are situations where this tight regulation is no longer possible and things go south, as they say. When we don't drink enough water, we give our kidneys plenty of work to do, because then the kidneys would have to conserve water, and then you find that you are passing smaller volumes of concentrated urine. So looking at how much urine you are producing is one good way to assess whether you are drinking enough. Another way is to look at the color of the urine that you are passing out. When you are drinking enough water, your urine should be pale yellow, almost colorless. However, when you are not drinking enough water, urine darkens to bright yellow, light brown, and darker brown. But please remember, the color of your urine is also affected by the kinds of food you eat and by some of the medicines that you may be taking. Another way to check for whether you are drinking enough is to do what we call the pinch test. If you pick up a little bit of your skin over the back of your hand and raise it and then drop it, it should return flat within almost immediately. So if this return is delayed, it may be an indication that you are not drinking enough water. But we need to be mindful about the interpretation of this test in people who are elderly, because of the changes that occur in the skin with aging. So for older persons, we need to be quite careful about water. Dehydration is not something to play with in older persons. In people who are aged 60 years and above, which is the United Nations cutoff for who an older person is, one of the things that occurs is that the brain does not respond as smartly to water deprivation as it does in younger people. So older persons tend not to feel as thirsty as younger persons, and Unless they are intentional about drinking enough water, they may get dehydrated. And dehydration is a big deal in the elderly. It can cause confusion, delirium, which can be misinterpreted for many things. It can cause falls, and you don't want an older person to fall for any reason. It can cause reductions in blood pressure, constipation, and a lot of problems can follow dehydration in the elderly. There are different reasons why people may not drink enough water. Sometimes we don't just remember to drink water. Other times we have the sensation of thirst, but instead of reaching out for water, we reach out for food. And some people deliberately don't drink water because they don't want to use the restroom, and so they starve themselves of water. Now, if it happens that the reason you are not drinking enough water is because you don't remember, then there are ways to help you remember that you need to drink water. And one way is to keep water close by, preferably in a container that you find attractive. I see a lot of people with some fancy water bottles around these days, and you can use that as a reminder, putting it close to where you work or whatever place you may find yourself, so that you are reminded to drink. Another way is to spice up your water with your favorite fruit. Just cut a bit of it into your favorite fruit, and then try to drink your beverages with more water than you would ordinarily do. For others, the reason they don't drink is because they can't afford to. Every single drop of water costs money, and they can't afford to buy as much water as they would love to drink. Yet for another category of people, potable water, that is water that meets the quality standards for use by human beings, is beyond their reach. And this reminds me of a situation that we had in 2 Kings chapter 2, from verse 19 to 22, where the leaders in Jericho walked up to the prophet Elisha and said, "We are in a pleasant place. The landscape is beautiful, but we have a challenge. Our waters are bad. And because of this, people are dying young, the women are infertile." In that situation, Elisha prayed over the water, and the waters were healed. Today, I'm trusting God that wherever people are having water shortages, having challenges, accessing this life-giving, life-sustaining nutrient that is so often neglected, help will come. If you found this episode useful, please spread the word about the need for us to drink more water. Would like you to stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It's free. You could hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. You would find more resources at our website, aituaje.com, aituaje.com. You can also connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. I look forward to seeing you next time.